And it's something that many people struggles with. Like they want to change their life, right? And they want to do something. What do I do? Do, because they're so attached to the physical world and the physical changes and how everything is if it's not visible in the physical world, they sort of it's not tangible, so it doesn't matter. So they're obsessed with the doing, right? This is why people who feel like they want to change, they're going to move to a different city or a country, they're going to change a house, they're going to change their job, they're going to change oftentimes their appearance, change their hair, and what they're not realizing is the biggest change happens internally. The biggest transformation, if you look at people who actually went through a journey of deep self-discovery, what happens in the beginning of this journey is you go into that deep bubble, you go inwards, you're not even focused on changing your external world, you're not even focused on your job, on your friendships, on where you live and how you dress, and right, you're so focused on your inner world. And it's when you're ready with that first cycle of change, when you've shifted internally, then you sort of start emitting that energy outwards as because everything external is just a mirror what we have internally, and things naturally just start to shift. So maybe you are someone who is the doer. You would be very much in your masculine mind, right? With that consistency, with that logical mind, with that chaser that we talked about before. You want action. You want things actually to happen. And maybe you even have, whether it's conscious or not, this mindset that if I want things for myself, I have to make things happen for myself. And again, as much as it's true, we mean internal work, we mean internal shift, internal change, internal realizations, not rearranging your life. So oftentimes, you have people, if you can move to a different country, get a new apartment, get a completely new hairstyle, change your style, your wardrobe, change it completely, right? But if you have not shifted, you will sooner or later attract the same frequency of life. The same patterns will be attracted back to you. Because this is just external makeup. This is not, right? This is not the actual frequency. So you would be, and I keep thinking about this travel. We mentioned this as well. I wouldn't be surprised if you would be traveling right now. If you've watched previous part, you would know what I mean. But there's a returning theme of, and I think it's more you, because we mentioned that maybe this person is traveling as well. But I think it's more you, that you are now either embarking on some sort of adventure, or like whether it's shorter or longer period of time, maybe you're actually moving. But there is urgency in your energy. There's urgency with 3 of Wands, 8 of Wands. There's urgency. You want to make things happen for yourself. Which, there are moments that it's good. There are moments we have to do it. But I think you have to shift your perspective a little bit, because yes, you have to be consistent and make things happen for yourself. But remember what I said, the biggest shift happens internally, right? And sometimes, especially in the spiritual world, people, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong in traveling, right? There's a beauty, and if you watch me, you would know, and if you come to me on sessions, you would know as well, that I believe that every person in their lifetime should go minimum 5-6 days, if they cannot, allow themselves to do more, for really solo travel. No friends, no group, sort of just me, myself, and I. And travel is, moving to an actually different location. It seems like nothing, but it helps us to gain perspective sometimes. Yes, it's true. However, there's this thing in a bit shallow levels, spiritual community, that people, they travel to Bali, they travel to the jungle of Peru, they travel to Egypt, they travel to India, those places that either have significant energy, like on the grid, right? And they feel this different energy. Listen, the biggest journey a human can embark on is from your head to your heart. And you can do this in your bedroom. You don't have to even leave the house, right? And I'm not saying that these things are not helpful, but please remember that all these things, they will be exactly... I've just done a series about spiritual practices. If you've watched that, you know that I said spiritual practices are beautiful, but they permission slips. So similarly to these big travels, right? Embarking on this journey to those sacred places, it's a permission slip. It's a placebo effect, right? It's a placebo effect that you don't need. So the effect itself, the fact that you're going to go to like the greatest, you know, temple of humanity, whatever that is, Bali, India, again, jungle. If you, in the same time, don't embark on a journey from your head to your heart, journey inwards to meet your soul, to meet your shadows of your ego, and just use this travel as a background, as a permission slip, you won't achieve anything, because there's no magic in these places. The place itself doesn't carry any extra and specific magic, right? And once, of course, there are some places, if you look at the grids, energetic grids of the earth and the energy lines of the earth, there are some places that, you know, carry a bit more energy, like literally vibration is higher. So once you already, my belief, once you are already stable on this journey, you're exploring deeper layers, you're expanding, it's only beautiful, you know, to go to these places, especially if some of them are, you know, you're feeling into that they're linked to your path. But in the beginning of this journey, yeah, go ahead if you want to do these things, but just please remember that they're not going to magically, you know, it's not like people feel like they're going to go to this place and there's this fountain and there's this temple and you're going to put your hands into it and magically you're going to have some visions. It's nonsense. It's not, it's a complete misconception of, no, it was coming to my mind. So again, I'm not judging if you actually embarked on a beautiful journey that's amazing for you and it can be life-changing and transformative, but just make sure that you add to that journey, the journey from the head to your heart, the journey inwards, right? And you're just using it as, again, as that permission slip. But there's definitely urgency in your energy. With that Queen of Swords, I do feel like you're sitting in your empowerment era, but make sure that you don't get lost in that empowerment era, right? Empowerment comes from strength of a soul and softness of a soul, right? It doesn't come from this authoritarian sort of, right? I'm hearing boundaries, so maybe you are working on your boundaries, strengthening your boundaries, finding yourself. I'm really hearing finding your inner truth, finding your authentic you. Maybe you actually realize that there's a reason I was talking about, you know, changing. Maybe you had moments in your life when you change your apartment, you change your hair, you change your looks, and nothing changed, and now you're actually realizing that it's no travel, no haircut, no wardrobe change. It's you. It's you. All the tools that you can use to change you, it's you carry within. The rest is just, you know, fun and colorful. Again, permission slip. Ace of Cups. That's nice. We have the Tower. We have the Tower. And it's funny, we have my Hierophant. Hold on. Okay, that's really nice. That's really nice. I feel, you know, yes, there's urgency within you. Yes, there's desire for love, desire for certain things, but I feel that you are more and more bringing to your conscious mind how much you have to work on yourself, how much you have to focus your attention inwards, how much you have to build a foundation for yourself. There is a bit of a Tower moment right now. in your energy. I'm sensing it more as an internal tower. So maybe many things are coming into your conscious mind. Maybe they're showing you many things from the past or from potential futures to help you. It's this that mind blow up that we mention. I feel like you realize that your world needs to crumble, that there's needs to be certain things need to really burn to the ground, burn to the ashes, figuratively speaking, of course. I mean, again, patterns, limiting beliefs. And I feel you do want to build a new foundation for yourself. You would be sitting in that energy of building that new foundation for yourself. And despite the fact that there is this person who is sort of a temptation for you, right? And maybe you are going in and out in your thoughts, and what if I pass by this opportunity and he's my destined person, I'm going to lose it. But ultimately, deep down, you know that you want to be successful in love. And if you want to be successful in love, you have to work on yourself, because the times and the lack of maturity of shifting the blame for other people, men are this and women are that, all right? And it just, there's a moment we have to realize that it's us who we attract, who we choose, who we allow to stay, how we show up in a relationship, how vulnerable we are, how open we can be, how caring we can be, right? So it's ultimately, it's us. But what I was hearing with the center of your spread, I actually feel, to be honest, because that's what I was hearing, that something is going to happen. If you are, I do feel like you are on some sort of a travel, some sort of a journey. Something's going to happen that will make you realize everything that I said. That sometimes we embark on those journeys again. It's a placebo effect, right? It's permission slips that you feel differently because you're in Bali or India or wherever the hell you are. But I feel like you're gonna see something that you haven't seen before, but not because you're there, but because something within you will unlock. It's like you will realize everything that I said. It's this, you know what I'm hearing? It's this moment of, what the hell am I doing here? I didn't need to come here to realize. It doesn't mean it's not gonna be beautiful. It doesn't mean it's not gonna be, but there's something about conditioning I'm hearing. And there's something as well about this new age BS spirituality, right? So it's tricky. It's tricky, but there is a lot of that. And especially in those places, that energy of namaste, brothers and sisters, we gather here together to pray to Lord Shiva, right? And then, I don't know, it's internally, it's just a load of crap. You know how I call it, like sprinkle on top of, right? It's not what we wear. It's not how soft we speak. It's not how much yoga we do. That's spirituality. Spirituality is living in spirit, in connection to the great spirit, in connection to your own spirit, right? I want to do 3 more. Kind of no, because we were sitting in your energy. We were sitting in your energy. Let's do guidance. I'm into you. All right, let's do some shadows, maybe around love, and then I have a couple of oracles that I wanted to pull for you, and then I want to do guidance and what's coming for the next months. This could be the one. I'm sorry. I feel like you're one of those people that says that anytime you meet someone. You have to realize that the desire within you to be with someone and to love somebody and to be loved is so big, I feel, that every time you meet someone, this could be the one. Yeah. This could also be karmic. Okay. I'm sorry, but that's what I heard. innocence and beauty in this approach. But again, it is rooted in shadow. Free yourself. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. You are bound by this desire. It will always blind you. It will never allow you to really fully see clearly because you're bound by this desire. Free yourself. You have to free yourself. And be careful. Something is coming to my mind because many people, sometimes when you meet those people who are, I was like this from the day I was born. It's things that we're meant to do. Maybe you too are meant to teach love and to help people with love, right? The desire to connect to our path is with us from the day we're born. It's just that, again, it's blocked by the fence of shadows, right? If you have that, right, this could be the one, my Prince Charming, one day he's gonna come from you, we're gonna live happy ever after and watching those romantic movies and telenovelas, right? And then people come in and they tend to say to you that this is just an illusion, it is not true, it's like, oh my God, get down on earth, right? And get real, right? And this is what kills off our authentic essence, because life is a fairy tale. Life is magical. Anything is possible. It's just that those stupid people that says these things to us, distorted people, they don't realize that, yes, it is all achievable, but through alchemy, through self-love, through existing in spirit, right? But again, it's easier just to say that it's not possible, it's not achievable for anyone, than accept that I have to do some hard work to change and shift. So it's time to free yourself. And through freeing yourself, I don't want you to be less romantic. I want you to be more romantic, just in touch with your soul. So you don't see things that don't exist, right? So you exist on your own. You exist independently, in your sovereignty, in your lone wolf energy, and you're happy, loving love, believing in love, trusting that love will find its way to you. And when it does, being so strongly anchored in your authentic self that you know, this is karmic, this is love. You don't see things, you don't make the shoe fit. You know what I mean? Worth waiting for. Worth waiting for. You would be waiting for that one. And it is worth waiting for. And if you surrender and if you do self-work, it's not going to pass you by. It's not going to escape. Divine timing is at work in your love life. It is not time yet. It is not time yet. Did it flip or a double flip? I want two more. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. What I'm hearing with this one is examine your type and expectations, okay? A couple of readings ago, I've explained to you guys that our type, our real type, right? Our real type is someone that our soul remembers, because our soul knows how our soulmate looks like, right? So through that, through the type, it communicates to us through that passion and attraction as well. But what many people don't realize is that oftentimes your type, the conscious type, is determined by your shadows. Daddy issues, mommy issues for most, okay? Things that you are opposite into your woundings, right? People say opposites attract each other, and it's true, but they don't really understand what it means. It doesn't mean that avoidance attracts anxiety. Yes, it does, but to heal. These people should, as long as they're in avoidance and anxiety, they will not be able to have a normal relationship. We talk about polarity. Feminine and masculine attract each other, right? But we're not supposed to be that different. And it's in my mind goes back to what I already said to you, that you would say that maybe love was there, but you weren't compatible. Think about your style. I am hearing father wound, so I wouldn't be surprised if you have a imprinted model of how a partner, or a mother if you're a man, whoever you're attracted to, that parent that imprinted, it's subconscious. That's what you look for. Or things that you yourself perhaps are not able to alchemize within yourself. So you look at, examine your type. Examine through your past relationships, through what you're always attracted to, because right now you're operating from a place of ego. I'm sorry, but that's true. So what you're going to be attracting is, again, that law of attraction from a frequency of ego, which will be a karmic lesson. So dwell on what do you feel is your type, and then why. And then why? Because for the soul, in reality, right? I explained to you guys, as a soul, we have a type because our soul remembers how the one for us will look like, right? And that becomes our type to help us to search for that person. However, for the soul, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because it's the frequency of the soul. The body that we embody, the body that we, that it's our home for the duration of this lifetime, it doesn't matter. Love is between souls. One more. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. I don't feel an actual engagement. I feel it's the statement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment because you're committing to yourself. You have to teach yourself how to love first before you will actually be able to alchemize that love with someone else. I wanted a couple of these for you as well because they're really fun. And then we're gonna do guidance. Ooh, 3, that's fine. I want 2 more. Ooh, yay. Hold on. All right, what do we got? Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances and currently find yourself in. I feel this is more love, right? You're lacking love. You're searching for love. When we search for something, we cannot deny that it's because we don't have it. I always give you guys the analogy of the fridge. If you have a fridge full of yummy foods and fruits and vegetables, whatever it is that you like, you don't have the need to go to the grocery store or order in. We seek when we lack, right? So try to feel that love within. Alchemize, even if it's through dreams, visualizations. How would it feel? What is it that it's really lacking? How you can alchemize it and bring that energy into your life a little bit more. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Very true. But you know what came to my mind? I rarely say this in a collective. It's more of an exercise that I feel into. But maybe, this collective, if you're still here watching, our soulmates from our highest, most aligned timeline, right? We have a variety of soulmates, but from our highest, most aligned timeline, we will always have a preferred soulmate, preferred partner for this lifetime. And this person is somewhere out there. They are somewhere out there, living in this world. And with our soulmates, we're always connected through golden threads, right? They do strengthen in a physical connection as we actually start to feel that love. The bond between soulmates is not that how do I explain this to you guys? It's not that strong and it's not that defined, because soulmate relationship is not, you really have a choice. You have variety of soulmates, right? But there is the frequency of that soulmate that is preferred, that you remember, your soul remembers. So through, practicing meditation or going inwards, you can speak to that person. I know that you are out there somewhere. I don't know what body you have. I don't know where you live. I don't know when the divine planned for us to meet, but I know you're there. Speak to this person. Talk to them. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. Yes, my love for you is as deep as the ocean. It's important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give yourself to you. Confirmation. Confirmation. This is focusing. Can you see it? The whole point of this reading. Twin flames. It was coming to my mind a couple of times with this collective. I feel that you have this, perhaps word obsession is pejorative, but don't treat it that way. I don't mean it in a negative way, but I feel you have such a huge desire for love, for true connection, for that cosmic, amazing, wonderful, romantical love, that I wouldn't be surprised if you would think at one point that you were connected to someone who was your twin flame, or that you were reading a lot about this connection and you wanted to, find it and search for it. If that's the first video of me you're watching, that is an extremely rare connection. Nothing to do with love. Journey of deep spiritual awakening. Very few people, not even a fraction of % of humans, chooses to experience that. Not everyone has a soulmate. It's a misconception. 90% of things that you hear online about this, it's a lie. They're either talking about karmic catalyst, or they're talking about a soulmate kind of connection. So remove that label from your mind. It serves absolutely nothing. What you want is a soulmate. Stick to that. Connect to them. Sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for you will be find true bliss. What I'm hearing with this one, I was having at the bottom of the deck previously shame, so maybe there is something still that you need I feel that whether you realize it or not, there is something within you that you fear true vulnerability, true intimacy. There's still some shame, so maybe you have to explore your sexuality on your own, as a preparation for that partner. If you do work with your spiritual teacher, go on some sort of a sessions or healing, we've mentioned that you may tap into that energy. All right, guidance, shall we? Guidance. Woo! This is not one of these things. It's not like the others. What it is, your commitment is being tested. Sign. It's from a different deck, but your commitment is being tested. Can you see that? Your commitment, first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. They were testing your commitment to self through this person that appeared. Hold on. All right. One more. Align your life. Alignment reading is what you should searching for now, not love. All right, let's see what we got. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It is happening. It's making me think about, starseed, however, light workers, however you want to call it. You're definitely it. You're aware, you're here, you wanna change yourself. You understand that for changing yourself we shift the world. There's still things that you need to bring into your awareness. There are things that you need to work through. There's still a lot of expansion that needs to happen. Oh, I just had deja vu. Maybe you had deja vu. They say it's because we're switching timelines. Score. They say it's because we switch timelines. Creating heaven on earth, and I feel it's also ties into what I said to you, that maybe you were that romantic and then people brought you to the boring ground and saying that you need to be logical, and no, you need to want to create heaven on earth. It's possible. Council of the light, divine orchestrations, helpers in the subtle realm. You are being protected, you are being guided. You need to trust a little more. You need to trust more. You're not, again, you're having those thoughts, if it's meant to be and I'm going to lose it. No. Again, we can screw it up, but the only way we can screw it up is through refusing to do the self-work, expand our consciousness. As long as you are on the path, what we call the path, you cannot. You cannot. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. It's a bit of a guidance is divinely guided.